So, if you guys are already on the Patreon, y'all already know the tea, y'all already know what's going on. I honestly wanted to delay to do this video, as you guys can see by the title. The mime has left Ricardo. The chicken has left the coop. In the words of the Haitians, cacaboye, okay? The shit has hit the fan. It's not a drill. It's not a lie. It ain't bullshit. It is some drama, ladies and gentlemen. Like, when I'm telling y'all, I didn't think it was legit. I was like, all right, you know what? Call me in a week, because I didn't think it was real. I was like, it's some made up monarchy, you know, especially when it comes to Haitians. Like, you can't really take everything that they do or say seriously, but it's legitimate. All right, so here's the details. This is how I came to understand all of that shit, right? So boom. So went to the Haitian parade with my father, because me and my father, we like to Mademoiselle, okay? We love bon rara, okay? We love to jump around in parades and shit. We are literally some nutcases. We some bums, low-key. When it comes to a party, especially a Haitian party, we out there, okay? So in Elizabeth, they were having a Haitian festival where, you know, I was out here being accused of doing voodoo on my ex. If you guys did not watch that story, feel free to go do so, depending on when it comes out, because I think this one might come out before that one, or vice versa. Nonetheless, it will be linked down below. And literally, my dad was in the park. I was literally there to lay eyes on him, you know, because that's my child now. You know, my parents are now my children, you know. So me and my dad are walking to the car, and my mom calls me. And she's like, oh, Ave Capel, you with your dad? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, you out here, Bobo Shane, you out here bumming around, ha ha ha, like, you know, making jokes. I'm like, okay, yo, what happened? Why are you calling? Oh, well, hurry up and get home. I got some tea for y'all. Like, it's funny. That's how we, my parents, talk to each other. We be like, we got some tea. Oh, there's some zen. There's some drama for y'all. And I'm like, oh, boy. Like, and my dad was like, what tea? She's like, come, hurry up. And we're just like, oh, boy. Like, so I'm thinking it has to do with her job or something, because, like, she always got tea from work, and me and my dad just be acting like we listening, but we not really listening. So I'm thinking it's work drama, or like something else, or something that has to do with this nonsensical ticket nonsense that I'm going back and forth with my family. So I'm just thinking it's something like that. I don't know. So pull up to my mom. It's hot. I'm tired of my parents not putting the AC in the damn windows, but that's neither here or there. Pull up to the house, and she's like, Pito no shita. Y'all need to sit. Okay. What's going on? Mademoiselle quitte cousin. What the fuck are you talking about? Madame la quitte. The girl left him. I said, what? Bruh, I said, their 1 year anniversaries in what, August? How did the girl? How? Yo, I was like, wait, was it the wedding? Nah, I said there's no way. I said there's no way. I literally was stuck. Wait, that was me. I was just like, there's no way. I said, are you sure? She's like, we, like, apparently, like, all day the family's been blowing up my phone because apparently the girl left Ricardo and she not telling anybody where she at. She done gone missing and nobody understands why, and the mother's crying. Child, literally, the way I'm telling y'all is the way my mother told me, so I had to get her to slow down. I'm like, why is she missing What does this have to do with Ricardo? Are y'all just talking shit? Because y'all already know from all the stories that I've already told on my channel, my family likes to talk shit, and my family likes to not get the details together, and my family likes to blame Ricardo for everything. As much as I don't like Ricardo, I don't like when people just place blame on people and say things that have nothing to do with the overall situation. Are you guys sure that this has anything to do with Ricardo? Because why is she disappearing? It's not like she lives with Ricardo. She lives with her mother. She's like, so well. That's exactly what I said, because she lived with her mom. Now, this is the thing, right? Y'all already know my mom don't fuck with Ricardo. My mom hates Ricardo. So my mom is laughing at this. She thinks this thing is funny. So this is her face the whole time. I told y'all that girl wasn't going to stay with Ricardo. I used to look at that girl every time she was here. Eat your heart out. Manger wow. That's what his ass get. She thinking this whole thing funny. I ain't gonna lie. I was laughing because, like, I'm thinking to myself, how is this possible? It hasn't even been a year. Like, what in the microwave marriage is going on here? This is worse than a 90-day fiance relationship. Like, what the fuck? And you got my dad.
How? Funny, my mom's side, your mom's family.
And I'm just laughing like, yo, this crazy. Like, yo, it was more of a nervous, what the hell, this is not good, this is gonna get worse type of laugh, because I'm like, this doesn't look temporary, because she left her mom's house, so that means this is like a conjunctive dramatic situation. So I'm looking at her like, could you stop smirking and tell me what the fuck is going on? And she's like, well, apparently, literally my mom was like, apparently, she grabs her phone, she's like, well, so one of your family members, okay, my mom is so annoyed. She's like, one of your family members called me and was talking about something. Oh, do I already know what's going on with my nephew? And I told them, I don't talk to that man. I don't know why they keep asking me about that man. So then I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know nothing about him. And they said that apparently the girl done left him, and essentially the mom is going crazy, screaming and yelling in the house because the girl up and left the house and took all her clothes and went missing. So the lady went and called one of our family members asking if Ricardo knows where she went. And let me put a pin on that and pause. So you guys are probably wondering, why would her mom call my family asking where she is? So I found this out actually a couple months ago, and I found it crazy too. So apparently Ricardo's wife's family grew up with some of my family in Brooklyn when some of them came from Haiti to America. So there's a portion of my family that's actually really close with Ricardo's wife. So when things happen, they're the first to know. So that's why they called asking if Ricardo knew where, or anybody else in the family knew where the mime went. Because it's like, she just up and left. Like, she took all her clothes, all of that shit. Nobody knew where she was. And apparently the mom is screaming, wailing, doing all of that shit. And I'm just like, what is she wailing for? The fuck she died? Like she just disappeared. Like, why? Like, I'm not understanding it. And if you guys are confused, I'm confused too, because I'm just like, what does her mom have to do with Ricardo? That's what I'm like, okay, she left her mom's house. What the fuck that got to do with us? Like, why the fuck everybody always hitting us up? What's that have to do with Ricardo? Ricardo grown as fuck. Like, what that got to do with us? And my mom's like, oh, no. So, Kunya, you know, now I'm hearing that apparently they done called the girl, and the girl wasn't picking up until a couple minutes ago. Apparently she finally picked up, and mind you, this is exactly how my mom is, bro. Just like this. You know how black women be when we telling the story. She's like, yeah, so the girl done picked up finally. Okay, so she wasn't picking up, but now she done picked up. And now she done said she ain't telling nobody where she is, and y'all need to stop calling her. And yeah, like, she done with her mom, and she done with Ricardo. All she's waiting for is her divorce. Again, what the fuck that got to do with Ricardo? I'm like, what did Ricardo do to her? Well, what did he do to her? But in this case, I'm like, okay. So she just came home, took all her clothes, left her mama house, and now she's like, she wanted a divorce from Ricardo. Doesn't sound right to me. But just knowing the little bit that I know, I would have left too. I'm just saying. Then you got my dad in the background. Oh, come on. Oh, what do you mean? You can't say that that's a good thing that she did. She's literally 27, and she just got into a situation with an old-ass man that can't even do nothing for her. Ricardo's like 40 going on 80, and he hasn't put her in an apartment. They've been married for almost a year. He literally cheats on her with, I ain't gonna lie, a woman that look way better than her. That's not the point. He cheats. And then on top of that, when he feeds her garbage, okay? Like, he be giving her food, and it's not even top tier food. That's not the point. But y'all understand where I'm coming from? Like, he's not even giving her quality life. The whole point of getting married is to have a better life when you get married. I'm not saying, like, she should have married up, but I'm saying, like, at least if you're gonna marry somebody, your life should be getting better, not worse. Maybe she just came to her senses, okay? Like, you went to school to be a CNA. Like, he didn't even push you to follow your dreams and nothing. He pushed you to edge. Like, the man told you he was going to find parking and left you in my mama house starving. And then when he feeds you, he feeding you fucking cereal and chicken shack. And then, instead of buying a fucking apartment to put you in, he buys a car for himself and barely drives you in it. He got your ass taking the train to Brooklyn. Traffic is serious, but my man would drive me to Mars. I'm just saying. Like, that man got your ass struggling. That man is not a provider. He's a leash. And my dad's like, oh, no, man, you're my kid. Oh, well, they're married. Well, I mean, like, you know, like, something needs to be done. We can't just, you know, let them break up. I don't know what y'all talking about right now, but it looks like she saved herself to me. What did it look like to y'all? I'm sure everybody commenting down below like, hallelujah. Calm down, a hallelujah. If you agree, I think she done saved herself. I think that she did a marvelous thing. She's made a phenomenal decision. I think it's great. I don't give a fuck if that's my cousin. I don't give a fuck if that's family. I think that she has saved herself a life of misery. She's way too young to be marrying him in the first place. But even if you are going to marry someone older, at least marry someone that's going to have you comfortable. The whole point of marrying someone older, as I thought, is to marry someone that's wiser. Marry someone that's going to give you guidance. Marry someone that's going to have you more comfortable. I don't see Ricardo doing that. Ricardo has made life more difficult. From infidelity to a life of brokenness to a life of confusion. Like, this man has had this woman living up in my mama house for her to finish up a CNA license that she is yet to use. Make that make sense. I don't even think that school was accredited to even give her that CNA license. Like, y'all, like, do y'all see, y'all seen the stories? And again, not even a fraction. Okay, and then you got my parents like, well, you know, you went to the wedding, so you should talk to her. You're the only one of his family members that went. You know, you would be the only one that would be there to talk to her and see what's going on. It looks to me like sis needs a fucking drink. That's what she needs. We could go out to the club, find her a new man. Fuck is you talking about? Okay? If I see that girl, this is what we're gonna be singing. That's what we singing in the club. That's what we singing at the bar. We gonna find her a new man. We gonna go to the next bar. We gonna be at the next party, turn this shit on. If anything, we could be friends now. We could be friends before because clearly she had no sense. But we could be the best of friends. For my cousin, they could keep that nigga. What is y'all talking about? My dad's like, no, you can't be serious. They're married. I said, what's marriage got to do? Got to do with it. What's marriage but a little piece of paper? I was like, all right, let me stop. But no, seriously, like, come on now. Can we save the bullshit? Okay, like, I think that this girl's been living a life of misery ever since she's gotten with Ricardo. Ricardo has had different women here numerous times, and you've been annoyed for it. You've been annoyed, sitting here talking all of this shit about him, and now you're like, oh, save the marriage, la la, save the what? The marriage was doomed from the start, okay? Can we also talk about how essentially when it came to Ricardo and this girl, it was doomed from the start, because this girl would consistently talk about how Ricardo only wanted a green card. Now, I could have swore I saw Ricardo get a green card in the mail, but I think it was something else. Oops. So Ricardo doesn't have a green card. So apparently there was this whole idea out there, especially from her. Like, she generally thought that Ricardo only wanted to marry her for a green card. So that's why a lot of times the marriage was put on hold, and a lot of times they would break up. Like, there'd be times, weeks, okay, where Ricardo and her would break up. There'd be times where he didn't go up to Brooklyn to her house because, like, she would put him out, or whatever the case may be, because she would be like, oh, you think you love me, all this love that you think that you trying to show me or whatever, you don't really love me, you just want a green card. So the fact that they were getting married was shocking to me. Okay, there was literally a time where that girl accused me and Ricardo of being in a relationship. Me. Now, I'm going to save a little bit of something for a Patreon, because there would be a reason for that. I'm just going to shut up for that. And it has nothing to do with me per se, but something about Ricardo and his past as to why I think she would say that. But, like, bitch, don't put me in no shit like that, because I'll really knock you the fuck out with no remorse. But on some serious shit, like, the bitch is vile. She has a mouth on her. Like, she has a mouth on her. And it was just like, when he told me he was getting married to her, I said, why the hell would you get married to somebody that talked to you like that? So I'm not even gonna lie, I do not think he was marrying her for the green card. I really do think that he genuinely did love her. Like, literally for the past 2 weeks, all he's done is lay in bed and cry. And it's crazy. Like, he's been depressed. He's barely went to work. And I would say I feel bad, but you should never cheated. I don't feel remorse for cheaters. I don't feel remorse for liars. And I don't feel remorse for people that literally marry people when they're genuinely not ready and don't have married money. A lot of people claim that you don't need money to be married, but you definitely do. Because if not, you're going to be dragging the other person down with you. Nobody got time for that shit. You marry a young girl with the promise of, I guess, at least trying to make her comfortable, and you can't even do that. You got the bitch on a ramen noodle, not even a ramen noodle diet. You got the bitch on a Fruit Loop diet, and then you're sitting here cheating on her. You can't even find her a place to fucking live, and you expect her to live like that? I don't understand. Now, of course, we don't really understand why she left her mom's house and what this has to do with it, but I think, okay, I really could be completely wrong, but I think she might have gotten to an argument with Ricardo, and her mom said something about how she shouldn't be trying to break up with her husband, and maybe she was like, all right, fuck you and Ricardo, and she took all her shit and she left. Because why would she leave her mom's house, and then why would she respond to my family saying that she's waiting for her divorce papers? So from what I understand, she finally spoke to Ricardo, but she's still not telling a soul where she is, so no one knows where she is. Now, I got other family members that are saying she's at her new man's house. I don't know. And a lot of you are probably thinking, but doesn't she have friends? That girl has no friends. She's one of those people, like, she doesn't have friends. And I've always said, never, ever be friends with women that don't have any female friends. She's one of them. I already told you guys, she's vile as fuck. She's very vile. So I could see why that girl has no friends. She's cool. Like, she was cool at her wedding, but she's vile. She has a mouth on her. She has a real bad attitude. So I can understand why she has no friends. So that's why low-key when girls be like, I have no friends and bitches don't like me, I can imagine they like that girl. They're just like her probably. I'm sorry. If you're one of those, I don't believe it. Like, I don't believe any women that say they don't have any friends. Like, a lot of, like, first of all, one of my best friends is one of those people that says they have no friends, but she literally has like 4 or 5. So it's like, when y'all say y'all have no friends, either you're over exaggerating or you're the problem. It's one or the other. So it's like, you have fucking friends, bitch. You just sitting there talking shit, or you really don't have friends and you're probably the problem. But that girl has no fucking friends. I explained her demeanor to you guys. There's no way she's at a friend's house. Maybe she's at a man's house. Shit, maybe she's in the basement of her house and nobody knows. I don't know. And quite frankly, I'm going to keep y'all updated. I will say that certain updates might have to be on Patreon because, child. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Ciao. Kaka boy. Like, share, subscribe, do all that. Check out my other 2 channels. And yeah, I'm going to see you guys next time. Bye.